Condoleezza Rice is one of the most important figures in the 21st century. Rice was born on November 14, 1954 in Birmingham, Alabama, the only child of Angelina Rice, a high school science, music, and oratory teacher, and John Wesley Rice, Jr., a high school guidance counselor and Presbyterian minister. Rice grew up surrounded by racism in the segregated South. She attended segregated schools. She was taught by her parents to love and appreciate education because it was her armor against racism. She was taught if you spoke well and was well educated, then there was only so much white racists could do to you. In 1968, the family moved to Denver, Colorado, where Rice attended St. Mary's Academy, an all-girls high school. She graduated at the age of 16, then went on to attend the University of Denver. At the University of Denver, she studied under Joseph Corbell, the father of Madeleine Albright, former U.S. Secretary of State. She graduated cum laude in 1974 with a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science. She obtained a master's degree in Political Science from the University of Notre Dame in 1975, and her Ph.D. from the University of Denver's Graduate School of International Studies in 1981. She learned to speak Russian and French fluently. In 1980, she won the Ford Foundation Dual Expertise Fellowship in Soviet Studies and International Security. She was a fellow at Stanford University's Arms Control and Disarmament Program. In 1981, she was appointed to the faculty of Stanford University as a professor of political science. In 1993, she became the first woman and the first African American to become provost of Stanford. She was also the youngest person ever appointed provost. In 2000, she was appointed National Security Advisor to George W. Bush. She was the first woman to hold this position. In 2003, as the National Security Advisor, Rice was elected to head the Iraqi Stabilization Group. The group was created by the White House as a means to restore Iraq's nation after the war on terrorism, also known as 9/11. In 2005, she was confirmed as U.S. Secretary of State by a vote of 85 to 13 in the Senate. She was the first African American woman to hold this position. In 2006, she went to the Middle East to discuss a peace plan between Israel and Lebanon after violence erupted between the two countries. In 2008, she was responsible of overseeing a ceasefire agreement between Russia and Georgia. In 2008, she met with Gaddafi in Libya, the first visit of a U.S. Secretary of State to Libya since 1953. In 2009, her term ended and she returned to Stanford University. In January 2009, Stanford University announces that Rice's return as a political science professor and the Thomas and Barbara Stevenson Senior Fellow of Public Policy at the Hoover Institution. In October 2010, Rice's first book was published, her memoir, Extraordinary Ordinary People. The book details Condoleezza Rice's childhood in segregated Alabama. In 2011, Condoleezza Rice released her second book, No Higher Honor, a memoir of my years in Washington. In 2012, Rice and South Carolina businesswoman Darla Moore became the first women to become members of the Augusta National Golf Club, located in Augusta, Georgia. This event was monumental because the club, which opened in 1933, was famously known for its all-male membership, and it repeatedly denied membership to women. In addition to her impressive educational background and her political career, Rice was named one of the world's most influential people by Times Magazine in 2004. She has served on several boards such as Chevron, Charles Schwab, the University of Notre Dame, the Rand Corporation, among others. She is an avid football fan, hence the picture, Denver Broncos is her team. Rice is an accomplished pianist and has performed in public since she was a young girl. At the age of 15, she played Mozart with the Denver Symphony. And while Secretary of State, she played regularly with the chamber music group in Washington. She has performed at diplomatic events, at embassies, including a performance for Queen Elizabeth II. And she has performed in public with singer Aretha Franklin.